Okay. Hmm. Yeah, this is fine. So, today we will be. Hold on, let me run the ad. Let me run the ad right here. Today we will be doing some Fire King stuff. Also, I've been working on the side on uh, that one thing that was like going around. I think it was Emu Otori teaching like an archetype, and like, damn, that's a vibe. I want it. So I'm gonna be making my own for Magic-E. And I think I want to really focus on it with only focus on the possibilities, because like no single Magic-E deck is different, like is the same. Like the start is the same, but after that the world is your oyster. It's crazy. Every copy of Magic-E is personalized. God, I need to steal that. But yeah, I think I'm gonna have like little infographics of like everything that can be done. Or maybe I should run through a one of the more straightforward combos, like bringing out Zark. You can do that. Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, maybe the Zark thing, but like let's also leave a funny normal monster on the field, because we can afford to do it. Yeah, because then that forces us to do Maftia twice. Wait, do we want to do that though? Yeah, we do, because we still have the field spell, so we can just get another one. Yeah. Anyway, 30 seconds. Let's see. The Northfidge has said they will be there by 9:55, so we have an hour to do the thing. Let's see. Whoop. And we are. ready to go. Oh, I need to switch the scene. Duh. Let's switch to this one for now. Okay. Here we go. So duel. Wait, we have a free pack. Free pack. Go, go, go. Yo. Yo. That's a rainbow. Okay. Okay. Uh-huh. Happiness. Number 2. Hell yeah, we're super happy. God damn it. Alright, Monster Type Festival. Okay, I need to read those cards. I actually need to read those cards. Let me see the description here. Smile. Fire King deck based on card destruction. That much I know. Fire King monsters have an effect that can be activated by the destroyed and sent to the graveyard. You can use not only Fire King cards such as Island, but also combine them with cards such as Torrential to diversify your strategy. Among them, High Avatar Garanix is a powerful monster that, if destroyed by an effect sent to the graveyard, will special summon itself from the graveyard in the next standby phase, and destroy all other monsters on the field. Expertly wield the power of immortality, and win the duel by returning to life every time you are destroyed. Okay. So, let's see. If you face a Fire King, you can special summon this card from your hand. Okay. If you face a Fire King, you control, special summon this card from hand. Okay, and if destroyed, special summon an avatar from the deck. If this card is destroyed, you can send a fire monster from deck to grave. If this once per turn, if the next standby phase was destroyed, add a Fire King card from deck to hand. Target a level 4 Fire Beast Warrior in your graveyard, special summon it in defense. Oh, that's not a negate its effects. Which doesn't matter because we want to destroy them anyway. Yaksha. If I sub Fire King you control, it's destroyed by card effect. Okay, you can special summon it, well, of course. If this card is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can destroy one card on your hand or field. Okay. This one. When a monster effect. Oh, that's a negate. Destroy one other fire monster in your hand or field. Okay, so it's a negate and you destroy a card. Play one Fire Beast before your one response in your graveyard. Special summon it. But negate this effect. Also destroy it during the end phase. We ballpark insect a loner. Oh, that's great. Once per turn during your next standby phase after this card was destroyed, special summon this card from the graveyard and destroy all spells. Yeah. Oh, this guy, right? Once per turn during the next standby phase, special summon this card. If you do, destroy all other monsters on the field. When this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, special summon one Fire King monster except himself. Okay. Naglfar. Huh? I guess I see the synergy? Hello, King Token. Oh boy. You're doing things. You're doing things. You're getting those. Bruh. Hype. Shout out to that one-off supply squad.
Bruh.
Okay, I think I get the idea. Okay, yeah, I think I get the idea. Okay, let's go. Small EP. Squished. Squished EP. Oh, I didn't read the spells. If your opponent controls a monster, special summon. Okay. So I can set tribute, then normal summon this, and we can destroy this guy from hand to get a negate. Yeah. Okay, I get it. Okay. I got the plan. No. I'll wait. Ogdoadic. Okay. Okay, special summon him. That's fine. I'm waiting for them to commit. Uh-huh. Tribute 2 monsters. Special summon this card. They have no more summoned. This is where I negate that. Yeah. Okay. Negated. Pop this guy. I get to draw a card. Hell yeah. And they get to add a card. Okay. Pitch. Oh, we have to pitch a card. Honestly, I imagine I can only summon this guy by cheating him out. So I'm gonna do that. Oh yeah. Water Lily. Okay. They're still trying. What does this do? Summon this guy. Okay. Reptilian Rage. Okay. Just going all out, huh? Just gonna do some damage. Okay. So I get to activate this. Special summon. His effect is negated, right? So like, they just summon this. Then this effect procs. Then standby phase. This effect will proc. Like this. And destroy all monsters on the field. Send one card they control to the graveyard. This does not target. But also their thing is gonna get destroyed as well. So, whatever. Do it. Oh, you're sending the trap. Okay. Reptilian Rage. Goes back. Wait, what does this do? Loses 800 attack. Oh no. What am I gonna do? Okay. I guess I want to do that. And then I want to set this. Yeah. Go battle. Punch him in the face. End phase. Yeah. Yeah. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. Okay. I'm gonna wait. Its effects are not negated, right? So I'm gonna do that now. Destroy this guy and special summon Arvada. Here. Let me send a card. I get to draw a card. Oh hell yeah. Okay. Okay. We're popping cards. Okay. Special also get a special summon monsters except reptile while this card is face up in the monster zone. Tribute a monster, special summon this card. Yeah, I'll add a card to my hand. I'll add Garunix, and now I have a negate online. I can negate and destroy it, right? No, I can only negate the activation. I'm gonna go ahead and negate it though. Pop. Ah, that was a normal summon. Oh well. Go battle. Tribute 2 monsters, special summon. Ah, damn. Ah, damn. Okay. Well. Have to deal with Amnesia again. I get to draw a card though. Hell yeah. Oh, we're just going ham. We're just getting cards. What do I send? If only your opponent controls a monster. They have no protection, so this is never gonna proc. Not on this. Not in this battle. Not anymore. Oh, you wanna go at it? Okay, sure. I'll get Naglfar. I'll get a beat stick. Don't mind if I do. Special. Use the effect. Add a spell trap. Oh, this guy is playing Serpent Strike. Okay, sure. But now you're both in defense position. Because I guess you can't get over my monsters. Send a monster, special a monster. Okay. Special her back. In attack position. Not strong enough to get over Naglfar. I have to special summon something else from deck, right? No, in the graveyard. Damn. Wait, blank? Echidna. Change its attack to 0. Okay. And then add a reptile. Okay, they're going for the reptilian stuff now. Oh no! Naglfar has been dealt with. What am I gonna do? 30 Oh. Welp. Welp. Okay, I kinda dig. I kinda dig. I I kind of enjoy this deck. I go second. Sure, I'll go second. It's so fun. Okay, so what do we have here? Face of Fire King control is destroyed. I love drawing Naglfar. Naglfar my favorite card. Okay, I can special anything from deck. Okay, we've got the mirror. We've got the mirror. Okay. Okay. This is good to use if you only your opponent controls a monster. So special summon anything. Its effects are negated. So it has to be something that we want to destroy. Oh. I think I want to go with this. Yeah. I think I want to go with this. Then I want to normal summon this. Then I want to go battle. Battle. Attack this. Attack that. Then, main phase 2. I didn't even look at my extra deck. What do I have? Farigit and stuff. You know what? I don't even need it. Okay. Now, I can't do cycle or anything, but I can set this and set that. Oh no, I'm an idiot. Welp. This resolves and destroys. Okay, special summon. During your next standby phase. Okay, I see. Alright, summon this guy. Sure. Just go battle. This loses 800 attack. That is enough to crash both. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I could battle step, but no. This has an effect. Destroy one card in your hand or field. I mean, it doesn't matter, right? It really doesn't matter. Oh, I like this card effect. Okay. What's important is that we're getting Nephthys on our... Okay. They're gonna get some good damage in because I'm an idiot, but that's fine. Kirin. Alright, so we get to special Nephthys. They're gonna negate that. Pop. Damn. I kind of misplayed, honestly. Kind of misplayed. I knew I was gonna use Nephthys. I can't even use this. I think I lost. Yeah, I think I lost. Because, like, I could have used Circle of the Fire Kings. Fire King Island. Uh-huh. So this lets me send a card. I guess they get to negate, right? No, they won't. Okay. What do I send to the grave? That is the question. God, I don't even know what you send with this. I guess Garunix, right? That's the idea. Should have added Yubel into the Fire King loner. You can't add cards to the loners. They should have. Oh yeah, sorry, I misread. They should have added Yubel into the Fire King loner. Just to get Duel Links. Yeah. Okay, Onslaught. Okay, we might be good. Garunix specials himself. Destroys all other monsters on the field. This is mandatory. Negates it. Okay. Pops this instead. Activate this. Special from deck. This guy? Yeah, I feel like this guy is what I want to special. No. I want a special... This guy? Effects are negated. So like... This guy. He's destroyed at the end phase. Wait, what? Oh, it needs to be by an opponent's card. I did not read properly. I did not read properly. Needs to be destroyed by an opponent's card. Down. I was kind of, that's fine. That's fine. It's fine. I keep going second. Okay, so we have the negate, we have a bunch of Fire Kings, and we have Supply Squad. Not bad. Not bad. So we get the negate, we get the Runics as well. Okay. Why do I keep drawing this one-off Naglfar? Somebody explain. Alright, so we got this, we got that. Okay, so normal summon this, then normal summon this. Yeah. Go battle. Attack it. Probably should have crashed into it. Oh well. I have nothing. Okay. Okay. There's Garunix. There's Wolfbark. Special summon. Negate its effects. I'm gonna negate that. And pop. One other card. I don't want to pop this. I guess I pop Naglfar. That's fine. This procs. Then I get to special summon Naglfar. His effects are negated though. My opponent just ended themselves with effect damage. Oh damn. Main phase 2. Alright, they're not gonna attack into the Runics. Interesting. Oh, they're gonna do that instead. So they get... Okay, so they get... You special summon one Fire King avatar from the deck. There we go, okay. So... Can we... Let's see. During the next time of my phase, if this card was destroyed by card effect. This is during the next standby phase. I'm gonna wait. Special summon from deck. Or Vada. There we go. Special summon the negate. Okay. Now, I get another Arvada. Okay, I think I win. I think I win the interaction. Why does this keep happen around me? Okay, that's high avatar Garunix. Yeah, get Garun fucked. Get fucked. Okay, and I get to pop a card. I'll pop this. And that lets me special summon Naglfar. Okay, we're gaming. We're gaming. Okay, we are gaming. We are gaming. Summon. Summon. That is lethal. Okay, we're gaming. We're gaming. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, we're gaming. Yeah. Yeah. Woo. Got him. Holy shit. That was kind of dope. Let's see. Nothing new here. What time is it? 9:36. So we got time. Okay, this is a hand. I got Tenki, which lets me get Garunix. Okay, definitely a Nephthys moment. Definitely a Nephthys moment. Okay. So that's the plan. Nephthys. Ooh, this is good. And I get to destroy Nephthys. Okay. Okay. Fire King Island. Wait, what did they discard? Maxi. Okay. Destroy one monster in your hand or that you control. If you do, add a Fire King. Okay. Destroy this one. Add from deck to hand. Which one? There's this. Yeah. Activate Tenki. We're adding this one. Just getting them all in rotation. Okay, now normal summon this one. Interesting. Okay. So they're on traps. That's very interesting. Okay, I'm gonna... I just end my turn. Special... Oh, I see. Okay. Oh, you want to do that? Okay. Alright. Sounds good to me. I'm gonna add to my hand any Fire King card. Can add this one to my hand. Seems like a good card to add. Thank Nephthys comes out. Another player can special summon from the graveyard. Oh, you're a piece of shit. I see. I see how it is. You're a piece of shit. Okay. No, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. You know what? We're just gonna summon a big beat stick then. Alright? I'm done with your bullshit. What a fun... get this fucking guy. Alright. Alright, we're getting big. Yeah. Torrential? Fuck's sake. Fuck's sake. This sucks. No. This super sucks. I'll pass then. I mean, you destroyed your own cards as well, so... that's fine by me. I love floodgates. Okay. Well... surely they don't have... anything, right? Alright, we're summoning... we're getting a third Tenki. Okay. We're grabbing... this one. Normal summon. Negate, destroy. You just don't want me to play the game. Hmm? Is that it? Okay. Well, that's fine. We'll keep okay, you're just being an asshole now, huh? Alright, Exile. Alright. Alright. You're gonna run out of negates eventually. You will run out of negates. Oh, and you know what? I actually have a plan. Alright, it's time to summon my one-off. Yeah, what are you gonna do? You're gonna summon it. Okay, sure. Sure. I mean, you're dying. 2 negates fire off on a single card. All the value. Special summon from deck. EU. We're dealing the rest of the damage now. I do not give a shit. We are dealing the rest of the damage. No. Okay. You know what? That's fine. Main phase 2. Black hole. Okay. I know they're running Tiki Soul. I can't let them have... Get fucked. Get absolutely rolled, sir. Get rolled. Holy shit. Man decided I will do floodgates. I will only play trap monsters. Okay. I'm going first for once. And my hand consists of normal summon the runics. Maybe set this and pass. Yeah. Sounds good. Sounds good to me. We got one negate. We can pop the Naglfar. I keep drawing Naglfar! Why? Oh. Well. I guess there goes my quick play. Okay. Normal summon Raid Raptor. Is that your normal summon? Special summon from hand. Alright, I'm gonna say no to that. I'm gonna say a big no to that. Ah, well. They have to pain Lanius. Okay. So they're gonna pop off a bit. Force Strix. Detach. Get a Darkwing Beast. They don't get to pop up that much, I think. Or maybe they do. Oh my god. Special. Wise Strix. Mimicry. Where are they going with this? Set 1. Oh great. That's a good sign. This is negated. You can't do that. I think he kind of stuck. Great end board. Great end board. Okay. Oh, Tenki is great. I'm gonna activate Tenki. I'm gonna activate Tenki. Okay. And add... Oh, which one do I add now? Probably this one, because I get to search a Fire King. Normal summon. Okay. Cannot be destroyed by battle. What can I go for here? Go for this. I think I'm gonna go for this. Yeah. Tiger King. Effect. Set a fire formation. We're getting Tensei. we can flip it off. Let's see. This return you can detach one material for all face up. Negate the effect of all face up effect monsters currently on the field, except Beast Warriors, till the end of your opponent's turn. I honestly need to do that. Send this. Because then... Oh, it was the wrong one. I should have... Oh, man. Oh, I can do it. Good. Okay. And then with those two, I can go for Castiel. Castiel sounds like a good idea. So can get extra power. I think that's what I want to do. I want to do this. I want to just go ham. Send a bunch of cards and go battle. Okay. This negates everything permanently until the end of the opponent's turn. Okay. Normal summon Tribute Lanius. Send. Okay. Tribute Lanius effect. Add Nest. Interesting. Add a Re-Raptor. Okay. What time is it? 9:52. Soon. Oh, almost ready. Nice. I'm finishing this. Oh my god, they had to use 4 Wise-Strix to make Wise-Strix. That's how strapped they are. This guy has no idea what they're doing. It's honestly hilarious. Okay. Ain't no way. Okay. There's the other 4 Strix. Alright, detach the material. Add tribute. This effect. Alright, they're getting the rank up. I don't think they have Ultimate Falcon. I don't know. Maybe they do. They were just like misplaying like crazy. Why am I having connection issues? My connection is great. I'm streaming. It's going fine. Alright, well, they're banishing. They're getting Satellite Cannon Falcon. Destroy all spells and traps. Oh. Okay. Welp. They have Ultimate Falcon, they should also be running Bordiche. Ah, yeah, good point. Where's Bordiche? Special summon. Okay. Ultimate Falcon is banned. Oh right, it's the event. Right, they can't go ultimate. Okay. Well, there's Rise Falcon. Once per turn, you can detach a material. Tie your fist up. This card gains attack equal to that monster. Can attack every. Okay. In the event without warrior. 2! True. True. What is going on now? Oh, okay. They're just reducing everything to 0. I think they have lethal then. No. Yes, they do. They do have lethal. What? Once each. I won't use the effect then. Now they don't have lethal. They could have had lethal. What? They could have had lethal. What are they doing? Okay, well they have 0 interaction, as far as I'm aware. And I have a Yaksha. Okay. So destroy it during the end phase. So I can special this, special Gerunix. Take no damage this turn. I don't care. I don't care. Okay. So let's see. The next time by first after, so definitely this. Then you throw 1 card in your hand or field. It doesn't matter. I'd rather keep it in hand, I feel. Yeah. I can go battle still and like get rid of any of them. Let's see. This one's the most dangerous one. Let's get rid of it. There we go. Sure, add Lanius. A good idea. Okay. Alright. Here it comes. This effect activates. Pop. I do not want to activate this effect. Draw phase. Standby phase. Activate effect. Special. Hello. Destroy all monsters on the field. Whew. Okay. Okay. Tribute Lanius. Send. Okay. They're still going. Vanish. Add a Raid Raptor. Add a Raid Raptor. Uh-oh. That's gonna hurt. Ow. Okay. Pain Lanius. Alright. Make Wise Strix. Wise Strix, special summon a Winged Beast from deck. Shit. Negated. Okay. Okay. As long as they can't do 1000 damage. 4 Strix effect. Detach. Add the Darkwing Beast. That activates White Strix, gets them a rank up magic. Oh shit. I think I might be dead. Maybe I should have summoned him in defense. No. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's a lot of banished cards. Uh-oh. Final Fortress Falcon. No! No! Damn. Should have summoned him in defense. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Anyway. Senor Fridge. We are going to the place. I am here. At the stream booth.
Oh.
Okay. Hello.
Hi. Hold
Oh,
on.
you're very quiet. I'm gonna increase your volume. Oh, wow.
Can
Your
you hear
volume.
me?
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's better. That's better.
There we go.
Okay, let me see if I can, Okay, so I can make this full screen, right? The stream you have right now? Oh, it's gone.
Give me a sec.
Okay.
Hold on.
I'll go ahead and... like this.
Sorry, I'm just pulling up the. I'm just pulling up the slideshow with the.
Once the slideshow is there, I'm gonna move it to full screen on my stream.
That's fine.
Oh, I should probably switch to this scene first, so they don't see my Discord stuff, and then I can switch it back when it's ready. Yeah. Okay, here we go. See the stream. You're sharing your screen. Good. Full screen.
Okay, good.
Is there a way to... Oh, there it is. Okay. Okay. Alright. Switching to screen capture. We're good. Okay. There we go. Alright. Amogus bottom text. Let's go. I'm ready.
Don't mind. Okay, so some basic things just for everyone else in the chatters who don't already know, because I'm pretty sure you've played Magic Arena before a little bit.
Yeah, I've played a little bit.
Correct?
Yeah, I've played a little bit.
All right. So for those who don't know, Magic the Gathering, it's not. People will kind of say it. People will probably say it's the first collectible card game. It's not, but it is definitely the one that made collectible card games cool. It really paved the way for a lot of different mechanics that you'd see in collectible card games.
Yeah, I haven't heard that much.
Especially with Yu-Gi-Oh. It was created by Richard Garfield, PhD, in 1993, uh, uh, at a side project while he was studying at Penn, for his PhD in
Huh.
combinatorial mathematics.
Didn't know he had a PhD.
He does have a PhD.
Huh.
Uh, it turns out math is pretty complicated, especially when you're working with the most complex card game in the universe,
Oh yeah.
or just the most complex game ever made. I'll probably get back to that later, but you
Yeah,
get the
you're
idea.
gonna have to come back to that.
Yeah. So a bit of the basics. In Magic, because I know in Yu-Gi-Oh you start with 8,000 each. In Magic, players start with 20 life each, uh,
Okay.
and each player has a 7 card starting hand.
That's a lot.
However, yeah, each player can mulligan their starting hand. And again, for those who've only played Yu-Gi-Oh, a mulligan is where you just say, "Okay, I don't like my hand. I want to put it back and draw a new one." Uh,
So
and
it's like Magical
you
Mallet.
can put pretty much it's
Or more
exactly
like
like
Reload.
Magical Mallet. No,
More.
it's exactly like Magical Mallet or Reload. You basically get to put your hand back, shuffle, draw a new one, only you're going to
Okay.
end up with one less card. And the mulligan
Okay.
rules have changed over the years, but as of right now, they've settled on the London mulligan, in which you would
Okay.
uh, put your hand back and draw 7 cards like normal, but you'd have to put one back if you choose to keep your hand, and if you do it again, put two back, put three back, and so on and so
Okay.
forth, depending on how many
Yeah.
times you mulligan. And you might be asking, okay, why can you mulligan? It's because you need resources or mana. Unlike, I'm not sure if you've played Hearthstone, you don't passively gain mana. You have to uh, you have to uh, draw into it or search it from your deck, uh, or even some abilities can
Yeah.
net you mana, and those usually come from lands. Uh, but you can get there are 5 colors in Magic, uh, each with a different sort of play style. There's white, blue, black, red, and
Yeah.
green. Uh, White is more of the uh, controlling and life point strategy, uh, where it's trying to, you know, slow the game down as much as possible. Blue it usually likes to control the strategy, but usually in a more tactical sense. As in, that's where you're usually going to find a
Yeah.
lot of your counter spells,
Blue is
and
negates
it's
and
usually where you find your
draw, if I recall. Draw
yeah.
and scry.
It's
Yeah.
negates. Blue really likes to draw cards. Uh, is Black is kind of the jack of all trades. It doesn't have any negates or anything, but it can definitely draw cards. It has removal. Uh, it has removal for a bunch of stuff. It can pull out big creatures, but everything with Black is usually at a bit of a heftier cost, and I mean either in mana or life points,
Yeah.
or you might have to sacrifice some stuff of yours. Red is fast. Red is angry. Red is aggressive.
Aggro.
Uh, red is aggro. Red likes burn. Uh, you get the idea. And green is big
Big
chunky boys.
monsters.
Uh,
Big monsters.
big chunky boys. Big scary dinosaurs. Bears. You get the idea.
Yeah.
Uh, and hold on. Sorry, just moved my mouse. Uh, in Magic, it's with creatures. There's a thing called summoning sickness, meaning when you play a creature or monster, you cannot attack with it right away unless it specifically says so. Uh,
Okay, yeah.
uh, uh, and this is just done to y- you know, keep game balance in check. Uh, and of course, tapping in lands when you tap something, uh, it basically signals that you've kind of
Use,
used it for
yeah,
the turn. There are cards that do untap things, uh, so you can think of that what you will, but creatures with summoning sickness, meaning that until you've completed a full turn cycle
they
around the
can't be
table,
tapped.
it cannot be tapped.
They can be
It
used
can
for defense though.
uh, it it cannot be tapped. You can tap it, but it cannot tap itself. Meaning that
Oh,
if it has an ability that's required to attack,
to tap
if you're
itself?
gonna yeah, if you have a ability with that creature that requires it to tap itself, you cannot do that. But if you have an
Okay,
ability from another card that requires you to tap a creature, you can
okay.
still do that. Just keep that in
Levitine
mind.
says, Levitine says, fun fact, that's why the Toon monsters cannot attack the turn they summoned as a playoff of Western TCGs.
Yeah,
The summoning
uh,
sickness.
they are absolutely right. So hold on once. Okay.
That's neat.
Continued. Yeah. Basic. The turn structure, turn phase, and step structure is similar to Yu-Gi-Oh. As in, the only thing that really changes is uh, the in the beginning of the turn. It just the standby or upkeep and draw phases are both switched.
Okay.
Uh, that's that's really it. That's really it. Uh, your standby or your upkeep comes before your draw step in Magic. Uh, that's really all. If you really want to get technical, you can say that there are some battle things that are different, but it's not really, you know, it's not really incomprehensible to someone who hasn't played Magic and has only played Yu-Gi-Oh. Uh,
Okay.
the one thing that really ha- the one thing that really has changed though in between the two games is the stack. It's fundamentally the same thing as the chain, where you would activate cards and then resolve them in reverse order
Okay.
at the same time. But because because Magic heavily uses priority, uh, basically the stack you don't have to resolve it all at once. You can activate cards as you resolve cards on the stack. So
Oh,
say you
jeez.
have
Okay.
yeah, say you have uh, say you have your opponent activate two cards on the stack at the same time, or have two triggers on the stack at the same time. You
Okay.
can wait until one has resolved and the other has not, and then you can activate something as well if they pass
Oh,
priority.
jeez. So many cards in
Uh,
Yu-Gi-Oh would be so good.
and yeah, and nearly every action can be responded to, and this excludes mana generating abilities.
Oh.
Mana generating abilities are one of the only things you cannot respond to, just because it's something that you just generally
Does
have
the
to do as a requirement to pay for cost.
Okay, yeah, so the mana generating abilities are like paying for cost. Like they're getting the thing for cost.
Yeah. Uh, Creatures cannot attack opposing creatures. You can only attack players and planeswalkers and uh, have other cards that have uh, point or counter values, and that player can block with creatures accordingly if they choose to do so.
Yeah.
Uh, uh, Again, previous rules are subject to change based on cards in play or format.
I
So,
imagine
of
there's
course, there are
probably some card somewhere that forces your opponent to block it,
Yep, there are definitely cards that say this card must be blocked
if
uh,
possible.
if able. There
Yeah.
are definitely a ton of cards, especially in red, that say that they ignore summoning sickness. Uh, and especially one of the biggest differences between Yu-Gi-Oh and Magic is that there are multiple supported formats. Formats differ between rules differences and card pools. Uh, like you, there is a very big difference between uh, a limited format, like if you're just using only cards in a single set, or a draft, and constructed formats like Commander,
Yeah.
Modern, uh, Pioneer,
I played the
Legacy, and Vintage.
Pokemon TCG, and the rotation is kind of a cool thing, honestly.
Yeah. Speaking of rotation, standard format. Believe it or not, that was recently changed. Instead of being cards from the last 2 years, they changed it from the last 3 years. So
Oh.
uh, as of right now, Magic standard format is any standard legal set from September of 2021, uh, meaning Midnight Hunt onwards to present day, which I believe the current standard legal set is Wilds of Eldraine. Uh,
Okay. How often do
any
those happen?
any of those,
Oh, Zion is here.
uh, it used to be rotation. It used to be a rotation every year in which the oldest sets from the previous year would rotate out. They recently changed that so that it's 3 years. Uh, I have no idea why they did that. We have yet to see if it will compromise the health and integrity of the format. Uh, but it's not like that anyone's, you know, probably going to care because standard as a format is, uh, it's kind of dying right now.
I mean,
So
there's also the possibility that they've been planning this for like the past 3 years, so like there's not gonna be any
yeah,
problems from it.
yeah. There's also the possibility.
Like maybe that's why the format was dying because they were like lowering they were like spreading out the the power, but like way thinner than before because they were planning to make the rotation longer.
No, that's one thing it is for a different reason. I'll touch back on that if I can,
Oh,
but it's not so much because of that. Uh,
oh, okay.
uh, w- uh, Wizards of the Coast is, uh, we'll just say they're weird, and a lot of times, the kids these
Tone
days
deaf.
might say, Pepega. That's probably the best.
I
That's
mean,
probably the best description I can give.
I heard about the pack thing, the whole like collector's edition thing or whatever it was
The Magic
called.
30th.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's
that was
definitely a lot
Pepega.
of yeah, there's definitely a lot of Hasbro greed in influence, from Hasbro, the parent company. Just
Okay,
think of it, whatever it is, Konami isn't Konami shouldn't be excused either way,
of
but as of
course.
right now, nothing Konami has done has even remotely touched the level of stuff that uh,
Wizards have done.
Hasbro has uh, put their grubby little fingers into.
Okay, yeah. By the way, quick shout out. Thank you, Zion and Birdo for following. And no, this is the right channel where, yep, White Drift.
Yep, White Drift. This is absolutely the right channel if this slide has
Yeah.
anything to say about it. All right, just some warm-ups to get you
Okay. Oh
going
God,
here. Before you are two cards, uh,
they're crusty as
and I
hell
want
on the
you.
stream. Like
They're
they're
crusty
barely
as hell.
yeah, they're barely readable.
All right, I'm just gonna. All right, I'm just gonna read it. One is Black Lotus on the left. It
Okay.
is a zero mana artifact card, and it has the ability tap, sacrifice Black Lotus, add 3 mana of any one color to your mana pool. And the other card is Divination. It costs
Okay.
2 and a blue mana. It is a
Okay.
sorcery, and it says draw 2 cards. Uh, one of these cards is the equivalent to Pot of Greed in Magic. Which one is it?
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Black Lotus is very infamous. Uh, so it's clearly Black Lotus. I get what you were trying to do with the draw 2 cards, but the cost has to be taken into account here. That's 3 mana
Yeah,
to draw 2 cards. That is horrible.
yeah. Of course, this. Yeah, of course, this is going to be easier. The difference is that there is a cost to it. Yes, you
Yeah.
draw 2 cards, but you have to pay 3 mana to do so. It's not like you can just go turn one. I'm gonna draw 2 cards.
Yeah.
I'm gonna draw 2 cards immediately. That would be broken, of course, as many people would know.
Yeah.
Black Lotus, on the other hand, is uh, one of, if not the most coveted Magic cards, ever
Yeah.
made, uh, and for good reason. Uh, this card, I am not sure what Richard Garfield, because this was one of the cards that he himself designed. I'm not sure what he was thinking with this card, but but
Was it like
regardless,
broken day one?
uh, even in the early days of Magic, because I'm not nearly old enough to say that I've been playing Magic since its inception in 1993. For 30 years. But as far as I do know, uh, uh, yeah, even in the early days of the game, Black Lotus was still played.
Damn.
It is the keystone card, is the face of what is known as the Power Nine.
They
Uh,
didn't even have an
it
anime to have an excuse to have this as a plot device. It's just
yeah
they just decided let's have a card that does that. That that's
yeah
crazy.
yeah. It's not even a card that's lore relevant either. So all right, so
Oh god,
first
you're
one.
gonna have to.
This is. Can you read this one, or is it crusty?
It is extremely crusty. Maybe you should
All right,
send me the cards like on on the channel on like Discord itself, right?
all
And then
right.
I
Hold
can
on.
show it for the class as well. It's probably better that way.
Hold on.
Give it a few.
There we go.
Okay,
This is Tassiger's Cruelty. It is a sorcery for
I can read
5.
it now. I
Yeah,
can read it.
it is a
Okay, that.
sorcery for. It is a
Oh,
sorcery for 5 mana of any color. and
Mm-hmm.
one black,
Okay.
meaning 6 mana total. However, it has the ability uh, Delve, meaning each card you exile from your graveyard while casting the spell pays for 1 generic mana,
Okay.
meaning that casting it, uh, exiling cards, or in Yu-Gi-Oh terms, banishing them from your graveyard.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, when you cast it, you can basically banish 5 cards from your graveyard, and this only costs 1 black mana. And it says each opponent discards 2 cards.
Okay.
Is this a
So
good card or is it a bad card? You can ask questions. I'll answer them if it
how
doesn't directly give away the answer.
how permanent is banishing in Magic?
Uh, it's usually pretty permanent. There are cards that will exile cards and then immediately bring them back, but there aren't a lot of cards. There's probably even fewer cards in Magic than there are in Yu-Gi-Oh that uh, that retrieve cards from exile. So usually speaking, if it ends up being exiled, there's even more of a chance that you will basically just be kissing those cards goodbye.
Okay. So, because I'm thinking like that's a the kind of card that like if you get to the point where you can cast it, right? Both players should be at a point where they have lower amount of cards in hand, technically. So this could be tempo, but like it feels like if you can't bounce back from it, it's not that great for the cost. This probably like is your entire turn because of having to banish. Like if you use it to for the 1 mana by banishing 5 cards, I guess you could do that, but I don't know how many mill effects can be cast before you cast this.
Uh, I'm I may as well answer your question. There are a decent amount of mill cards in Magic. It's actually where the term mill comes from. It's to the card
Okay,
Millstone, where it just has the ability to pay 2 mana, tap it, and send the top 2 cards of your deck to the graveyard. Uh,
that's too slow.
I may be wrong with that. Of course, it's too slow, but it was the only card that did it at the time, so everyone just called it milling their
Yeah,
deck.
yeah.
It, believe it or not, it actually did see play because it was the only card that did that. So,
I imagine. Uh, this is in 2015, right?
this is a card that was printed in 2015.
Also, Zion Berto has a very good question here. If the opponent only has 1 card, does this not work?
It does work.
It
It'll resolve
does.
as much as it'll resolve as much as possible, so they'll just discard whatever's left in their hand.
Okay.
Uh,
Um,
magic, uh, Magic, when it comes to activating and resolving cards and abilities, it tends to be much more forgiving than Yu-Gi-Oh.
okay. Uh, I'm gonna say this card is bad. This is bad.
Is
Yeah,
that your final answer?
that is my final answer.
Okay. Uh, you'd be correct. This is a bad card. You
Yeah.
didn't even give me time to gaslight you because what I was going to say, when I was about to say it, you ripped the words from my mouth. I was about to ask you, but what about the mana cost? It's you'd only be casting it for one black mana, in which you just immediately not only said that, but also said the uh, counter argument to that is just by the time you get to that point and have those cards in your graveyard, uh,
Yeah.
the game will likely already get to a point where it's going to have little to no impact. Uh,
Yeah.
so, yeah, you are absolutely right about this card.
Yeah, one more thing I
Uh,
want to say about this, since milling, like if you're trying to mill to get that as easy as possible, it's super telegraphed, right? This is like easily okay, there's going to be something they're setting up. I'm going to save a negate for it and that's it. That
uh, it won't exactly be telegraphed for this kind of effect, but yes, it will most likely be telegraphed that if you're going to mill cards from your deck to the graveyard, that whatever you need to do, if it involves your graveyard in some way, either
that's
putting
the
things
thing to
back,
negate.
adding it to your hand, yeah, uh, or even cards that you know mess with or keep track of the graveyard in other ways. That yeah, it's that's what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Uh, all right, so next card.
Next card. Show me
Everything.
give me the card so I can read it
There
properly.
you go. This is Krark Clan Ironworks. It is an artifact for 4 generic mana, and it has
Okay.
the simple ability of sacrifice an artifact, add 2 generic mana to your mana pool.
I don't see it once per turn. I don't see it once per turn. I'm sorry,
So,
I've looked at so many cards and I've looked for once per turns, saw the once per turn, and moved on. This does not have
uh,
this.
so a lot of Magic cards usually won't have once per turns just because they're generally not needed. There are cards that do actually have a hard once per turn effect, uh,
Okay.
and that's usually done to try and, you know, try and cap something that's already known about the card. Like if it has an insanely powerful effect, like say, uh, you get to cast spells for free. That's something where it would most likely say you can only use this once per turn and activate this only as a sorcery, meaning
Okay.
when the stack is empty.
Okay. So, uh, I've played a little bit, like, with artifacts, and from what I get, they're balanced around the fact that you have to first play them, and then they have the most of the cost, the bulk of the cost is tapping them. Like it's using their effect. That's the most of the cost most of the time. So uh, there's probably ways to cheat out artifacts as well, since they're like not monsters. They're kind of don't providing. They're not providing any protection on their own. Do they
Yeah,
have
but artifacts
sickness?
artifacts don't have summoning sickness per se. There are cards that uh, have multiple. Uh, uh, there are cards that have multiple card types, like how uh,
Okay, yeah.
pendulum cards can be both considered monsters and spell cards. Uh, a lot of cards in Magic. Uh, a lot of cards in Magic can have multiple types, like you'll see artifact creatures or enchantment creatures,
Yeah,
or even
okay.
enchantment artifacts. You get the idea.
Yeah.
And anything with uh, the
Has
creature
summoning
type
sickness.
part, yes, it will have summoning sickness.
I was mostly asking because I wanted to know if you can use this the moment you put it on the field.
If it resolves, uh, if it resolves and gets onto the field, it is immediately online.
Okay. And another another last question before I go for my verdict. Does artifact creatures can be sacrificed for this because they're also artifacts, right?
Yes. It just says sacrifice an artifact. It meets artifact creatures also meet the requirements for that because they are also artifacts.
Yeah, this is like this feels like a canary in the coal mine kind of situation, and the canary is fucking dead. This thing is how what date is this?
This
2004?
was this was released in 2004.
Oh god. Yeah. Uh I think on release it probably was pretty fine, but then oh yeah, this would definitely spiral out of control. Absolutely. Or either that or artifacts have become completely irrelevant. I'm going to choose to believe that this is busted.
That's your final answer?
Yes, that's my final answer.
All right. Uh, Again, your senses were your analysis was probably perfect about this card. This is a very good card. Uh, there is one thing I think you missed though.
Oh,
Actually, two things I think you missed. Which uh, I wouldn't exactly expect you to get. Uh, Kark Clan Ironworks is also an artifact, so it can sacrifice itself if you need to, especially if it's being targeted for removal, and
okay.
especially if it's being targeted for removal, and you can sacrifice itself or sacrificing any of your other artifacts if they're being
Wait,
targeted
it's a
for
quick
removal
effect?
or responding to your opponent. Yes, it'll be it's considered a quick effect if it doesn't say activate only as a sorcery.
Oh my
Uh,
god. Okay. Oh
uh,
god, that's
e-
busted.
except except this is faster than a quick effect because remember I said earlier that one of the only things that you cannot respond to are mana
Oh
abilities.
my god!
This is one
Wait,
of
you can
them.
chain block with this!
Yes, you can. There's a keyword in Magic called Split Second, which is basically the equivalent to uh, it's printed on very few cards, but the cards that are that it's printed on are usually pretty good, and one of them especially uh, does see play in some formats. Uh, because it destroys artifacts and enchantments. Uh, However, this that has literally zero effect on this card because uh, mana abilities are the only thing that can bypass Split Second. Which
Oh my
did I
god.
say that Split Second is the equivalent to a counter trap?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, okay, I get the idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
Uh,
god.
fun fact: this is actually my favorite card of all time in Magic. Uh, uh, Wizards, you can unban this card in Modern. It is completely fine. Yeah, I can be trusted with it. I can be trusted with it.
Oh my god.
Uh,
Imagine a quick play that does like jack shit, but can only just has the text that says your opponent cannot respond to it
yeah,
in Yu-Gi-Oh.
there are.
This on its own would be played at 3 in any deck.
Yeah,
I can guarantee it.
uh, you can actually play up to four cards with the same name in your deck at a time in Magic. But the deck size is uh, the minimum deck requirement in Magic for most formats is 60 cards.
Huh.
Uh, you can play up to 4 cards with the same name, except for basic lands, which you can play as
Okay.
many as you need to. Basic lands are just your basic cards that produce one of your 5 colors of mana. Your plains, islands, swamps, mountains, and forests.
Okay.
But yeah, this I'm not sure who else has known me or seen me either on Luke Von Karma's channel or Farfa's channel. I'm kind of the resident combo player Andy. Uh,
Uh-huh.
and this card is the centerpiece of any sort of artifact bullshit combo that you'll
I
ever
can
see.
imagine. Yeah.
Konami hates infinite combos for reasons like this. There are a myriad of different combos or strategies that enable you to go infinite with this card.
Oh,
And
yeah, I can imagine.
I mean infinite creatures, because your creature or monster count is not capped at just 5, 6, or 7, depending on your monster zones. You can abuse priority in the stack to net infinite mana.
And your opponent can't respond to most of
And
this.
it's incredibly hard to respond to it. It is incredibly hard to respond to it. There's a reason why artifact pile decks are my favorite in Magic, and just being able to pull it off is fun.
These words you're saying aren't
funny.
real.
It's a really good card. All right.
Okay, next.
So, next card. This is Tarmogoyf.
Tarmogoyf. Okay, let me read it.
This is Tarmogoyf.
Let me read it on my own.
All right.
All right. So 2 mana, 1 generic, 1 green. It's a creature. It's a Lhorgoth or something.
It is a Lurgoyf.
Lurgoyf.
Don't worry, it is made up. It is not. It is not real.
Okay, good.
It is but it is a Lurgoyf.
Okay. Tarmogoyf power is equal to the number of card types among cards in all graveyards, and its toughness is equal to that number plus 1.
Chat, he said among. Spam Amogus.
Among. Amogus. Spam Amogus, chat. Okay. Okay, so it's a cheap creature, for sure. Oh man. What did they mean by card types? They mean both creature and Lurgoyf?
Right? Card types meaning Lurgoyf is the card's subtype. So the card types in Magic are creature, land, instant, sorcery, artifact, planeswalker. I believe tribal is counted as well, and now as of April of 2023, there's also battle and enchantment. I forgot enchantment.
Okay, so that's a potential 12, 13?
No. That I believe if I counted that correctly, there are. I'm not sure whether or not they count tribal cards anymore.
Okay.
Because tribal is a super type, but at the very least, I know that they used to. But there are at least 8 of them, or 8 different.
At least 8
regular card types.
So but that needs you to send 8 different card, which again would be very telegraphed. It's kind of like the same. It's less cost, Uh, it's probably searchable. Uh, wait, or is it actually the Lurgor thing? Does that mean there's no like tutor for it? Like you can't search it easily?
Uh, cards, uh, cards and Magic. Uh, Usually you're not. Uh, Cards and Magic are not so much dependent on card names, nearly as much as nearly as much as Yu-Gi-Oh does.
Okay.
Lurgoyf, there's no the support for that specific creature type and tribe is very few and far between. It's usually kind of gimmicky.
Yeah, okay. So, uh, so this thing is hard to get out. It's gimmicky. Uh, kind of half relies on you playing. Can you like? Is there like foolish burial kind of effects in green,
In green, uh,
or in general actually? Because you can play more than one
in
color, right?
yes, in green, not so much. If they're Green does have mill effects, uh, but not so much foolish burial effects. In Magic, you'd call it uh, either dumping or entombing a card because there's a card
Okay.
called Entomb. It's
Okay.
an instant card for 1 black mana. It just says put a card from your deck to the graveyard. Uh,
Oh, that's good.
yes, that card is good. Uh,
Okay.
but it if there is those kinds of cards do exist, but uh, if I'm forgetting one in green, uh, unless I'm forgetting one in green, no, there isn't one that green specifically does.
Okay. So, from what I'm getting, this thing has a very specific narrow window and very like tight conditions through that window in that window where if all stars align this is really good, but this is too gimmicky. The like you're putting this in your deck and 99% of the time it's not gonna do shit. It's 2 mana and it's gonna be maybe like three three power at most, and it has no protection. It's just kind of a dude. This feels like it's mid in most cases, and sometimes it's even worse. Like a lot of it depends mostly on like what your opponent does. So it's very matchup dependent as well. Yeah, this is mid. Uh,
Uh,
yeah, I'll say mid. This is mid.
uh, you're saying it's a bad card?
Uh, okay, I don't have the choice to say bad. To say mid.
It's either
It's either good or bad,
good card or
right?
bad card. Yeah.
I'll say this is bad. This is bad.
Okay. Uh, so I think you got your first miss on this.
Oh, really?
This is a very good card.
Huh.
This card. I don't blame you for missing the mark on this one because what you thought was exactly what everyone else thought about this card upon release.
Oh.
I know that the date stamp says 2013 on this card. This card was released, I believe, in 2006. Uh,
Oh.
this is this is just the uh, this is just the reprint version that I chose to display for this. Uh, just it's generally much cleaner.
Okay.
But specifically, what we're looking at is that Its cost is 1 of any color and 1 green, so 2 mana. That
Uh-huh.
is a 2 mana for a potential to be a, uh, you know, 7, 8, or 9 power creature with 8, 9, or 10 toughness. Uh,
Yeah, but how do you
which
get there?
in highly efficient and streamlined formats is very good. Its biggest strength is the fact that it is cheap and low to the ground. Uh, in format, I'll put it to you this way: this card used to be for its base copy, as in no foil, no fancy stuff. A base copy of this card was about $190 at its peak for a single copy.
Oh, okay.
It was very expensive, and all of that was partly due to the modern format, uh, in which there's a uh, just in Magic in general, there tends to be a lot of uh, diversity with card types. Most decks will probably be running a few different card types, and uh, especially lands, because you kind of need those. Uh,
Yeah, but they're not in the graveyard though.
if you're casting instants and sorceries, upon resolution, those will go to the graveyard, and boom, your Tarmogoyf is now a 2/3 for 2 mana just by playing the game.
Oh,
That doesn't
okay,
even
yeah.
count it doesn't even count later in the game. It is a cheap creature, so it won't necessarily matter if it gets killed right away. Uh,
Right, yeah.
and if it sticks on the board, it only becomes a bigger problem.
Okay, yeah.
Uh,
I might have been misled by the previous cards, like kind of hinting into a more fast-paced, like hyper combo, a lot of removal and things to do. Uh, so I saw this basically vanilla. I was like, okay, you have to play into its effect if you want to have any use of it. But you put it in a better perspective. Yeah, I understand
I'll put
my
it to you
mistake.
this way. I'll put it to you this way: people were splashing green in their decks and trying to generate green mana into their mana pool just so
Just so
they
they
could
could play
only
this.
play 4 copies of this card. That
That
is how
is
good it was.
okay.
It is the quintessential example of a staple card. Uh, it
It's
is
like
referred to as the king for a reason.
it's like when people were playing freaking Sangan in Yu-Gi-Oh, even though like it does nothing on the board and doesn't like interact with your opponent, just because
Kind of.
it searches a card. Yeah.
Uh, kind of. I'd probably equate it more to something like BLS, but uh,
Oh, yeah.
uh, e- something that at the time you could basically just use it in every deck, pretty
Yeah.
much. Nearly every deck. Uh, as of right now, it is still worth a fair amount of money, but not so much as it did before, because it's one of those cards that uh, especially the format where it held most precedence in modern. Uh, the game has become somewhat faster, and people have begun playing other options with different techs. But there are still some people who do also still consider this card.
Damn.
So you don't really see it too much. Uh, you don't really see it too much, but it is still seen somewhat.
Okay.
but especially in I think its peak was in 2015.
That's pretty good. That's a good
Yeah, but you get
lifespan. You said 2006 when it released?
it was released in 2006, I believe.
Damn. That's a good
In
lifespan.
2006 in Future Sight. This is Scab Ruinator.
Oh, send me the card so I can read it.
I have it
There we
right.
go.
There you go.
Okay. You can read it now.
This is a blue card for
Uh-huh.
uh, 1 and 2 blue, one a blue and a blue. Uh,
Uh-huh.
Creature zombie horror. As an additional cost to cast this card, exile or banish 3 creature cards from your graveyard. It has
Okay.
flying, meaning it cannot be blocked except by
Okay.
other creatures with flying or creatures that specifically say that they can block creatures with flying,
Mm-hmm.
i.e., i.e., creatures with reach. And it says you may cast Scab Ruinator from your graveyard. It is a 5 power and 6 toughness card.
This has flying. I know flying cards are kind of hard to nail down.
They are
Uh,
definitely harder to nail down. They're harder to nail down specifically for some decks.
for some decks.
Yeah.
That's a lot of health, too. For 3 mana. And this can be cast from the graveyard.
Yes, you can cast
So
graveyard.
this feels like a win con for self-mill decks. Like, this feels like this thing can just keep coming back and just kind of whittle down your opponent. Ah, but blue though. Can blue really do mill that well?
Blue does have mill options. Blue has probably most mill options of any color.
Okay.
And that includes self mill.
That includes self mill.
Yes.
Uh, so you still have to get 3 creatures card in graveyard, which I guess you can kind of rely. I don't know how reliable it is. Can you like mill exclusively creatures with some effect, or is it just like top 3 cards, top cards?
It's usually going to be just the top 3 cards.
Okay.
Uh, there, there are cards that specifically look for creatures, uh, but those I can only think of one of them off the top of my head. I can only think of one of them off the top of my head, and it is not in.
Okay. Wait, did you just stop talking or?
Yeah, I'm not.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm not saying anything.
Okay, good. So, this is. Oh, you saw my desktop for a moment. Uh, this is. I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say this is a solid card. Yeah,
Okay,
I'm
that
gonna
is
say
your.
this is a solid good.
All right, that's your final answer.
That's my final answer.
Okay. This is a bad card. Uh,
Alrighty.
and let me just explain to you why. Uh, Again, it's something. It's something like it's definitely more powerful than Tassiger's cruelty, like I showed you before. Uh,
Okay.
but the problem with this card is that it's specifically looking for exiling, or banishing 3 creature cards from your graveyard. And that's every time you cast it. So when you, uh, even the first time you cast it, uh, even the first time you cast it, you need to banish 3 creature cards from your graveyard, which may
Uh-huh.
cost more mana. And even though it can be brought back but with itself, uh, it just makes it just makes it a removal magnet, uh, in which that may only cost your opponent, a fraction of what you're trying to do just to pull this card out.
Wait, removal is that good? I thought like you had to kill the creature and like the removals were very costly if they weren't like if they were outright kill the creature, like as in
Rem-
just
remo-
remove it.
removal is usually stapled to spells, or the Yu-Gi-Oh equivalent of spells. They're usually stapled to instants and sorceries, just because. I
Yeah.
only say that just because every non-land card in Magic is considered a spell. Uh, but uh, it, it's just it's too slow to be used, and it has, even though it only says it requires 3 mana, there's the hidden cost of actually getting 3 other creatures into your graveyard.
I mean,
So
you haven't really answered the fact that like this is this is 3 mana and you probably like have your game plan set on milling this card among other creatures, and then this takes off this shaves off half, like a quarter of your opponent's health each turn until death with, and they
uh,
have like, is there answers to like discard that are
uh,
like costing less
there
than 3 mana?
there are answers to this card. At the time this was released, uh, answers to this card uh, were not less than. They usually were not less than 3 mana. Uh, there is a card that does cost 3 mana that just says destroy target creature. Uh,
Oh damn!
but
I thought
what
that
I'm
was like a
referring
four
to
or
with the
five mana thing.
I mean, there are cards that are 4 or 5 mana that destroy creatures. Just there are more efficient means of removal, but
Ah,
the hidden
damn.
cost I'm referring to is cards or ways to get creature cards specifically in your graveyard are usually going to run you even more mana. So you might be paying upwards of something like maybe 5 or 6 mana, 5 or 6 mana, or even 7 mana, and trading with your opponent, and when they might only be casting something to remove it that's like 2 or 3 mana.
Ah, yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
it's a net loss.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. All right. So
Damn.
next card.
Okay, next card.
This is Gifts Ungiven. This is another blue card.
Okay, let's see.
It costs 3 and 1 blue. It is an instant card, or the equivalent of a quick play spell, or
Okay.
just a trap card, because trap cards you really don't exist in Magic in the
Yeah.
same sense that
Do you have
Yu-Gi-Oh
to
does.
set it first?
No.
Okay.
No, it's activated from your hand. That's what I mean by trap cards really don't exist. You don't
Okay.
have to, set anything to activate it. Yeah, you get the idea.
Okay.
Uh, but it's an instant card. It says search your library for up to 4 cards with different names and reveal them. Target opponent chooses 2 of those cards. Put the chosen cards into your graveyard and the rest into your hand. Then shuffle your library.
Ooh, that's. Oh damn. Oh damn. Okay. Okay. This is. This only gets better the more cards are available for a given strategy. Uh, I imagine. When was that released? 2017?
This is a 2017 printing. I believe this was released far earlier. I know that it
Ugh.
was used all the way back since 2005. Uh,
This. I mean, you can play it in two different ways, right? You can reveal four cards that want to be in the graveyard, and then your opponent has to choose two of them, and they give you the two others. Like this feels like a what was it called? Painful choice, painful decision, uh,
painful choice.
painful choice. This feels like painful choice. This is now how good would that be in Magic? I feel like I look at the effect, but I need to consider the cost here. This is 4 mana. You're basically telegraphing your entire strategy to your opponent. And if you can't pull it off the turn you activate this, then your opponent has time to prepare for it. This is bad. This is bad. This is my
You
answer.
think it's a bad card?
I think this is a bad card.
Okay. This is another good card.
Damn.
It is a little bit misleading just because it costs 4 mana in total. But you need to keep in mind, actually, I'm pretty sure this is the wrong printing I should have used to best explain this, because I probably should have used its original printing. This card was errated for to be able to clarify what its effect kind of does.
Oh.
Basically, like how Yu-Gi-Oh cards would be updated with PSCT.
Yeah, okay.
Or problem-solving card text. It's 4 mana, and being able to dump cards from your deck to your graveyard is a premium effect. It's being able to find specific cards and put them in your graveyard is usually very good. But what's interesting about this card is its original printing just said search your library for 4. It did not have 4
cards with different names. Yeah. Like the
it
different
did not
names
have
was
the
like
up to.
the different names was like the one factor where it was like if you could choose 4 cards of the same name, this would be busted. But since it's different names, you have to have like 4 different cards, and your opponent kind of has the ability to decide which ones they want you to have to deal with, right? To have, and depending on what they do, because they know what they have in their hand, so they can deal with it.
Yeah, and you're right. Usually, that those kinds of cards would not be are not optimal, because you really don't want your opponent to choose to be able to choose your effects, because it in the end it's something that's only going to benefit them. But this card specifically, it had to be changed for or errated for clarification and problem solving card text
Okay,
reasons,
yeah.
because the up to the up to clause in the card text in the very first
Oh my
sentence,
god.
that used to not be there. on the card. Uh, and so this card was the this card was the centerpiece of the 2005 World's winning deck. It was called Greater Gifts, in which they were, uh, uh, I believe his name was Frank Karsten. Uh, I don't know. The goal was specifically to get uh, very specific cards into his graveyard,
Okay.
and and then use and then use cards to bring out uh, uh, basically it was kind of a stun lock for a turn where
Huh.
hold on, I have to look up what card he used. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold
But
on.
while you do that, I had completely missed the up to 4. This means you can foolish 2 basically with this because you can choose
That
2 cards
that is
only.
correct. So one of the things that's what I was getting to. Uh One of the things in Magic, I said that when it comes to activating and resolving cards or effects,
Yeah.
uh, I had said that they were. Uh, I had said that Magic is usually much more forgiving when it comes to resolving those, and that includes the stated quality rule, meaning that if you activate or resolve a card or effect, uh, or try to resolve a card or effect, say you uh, uh, to make up for the fact in Magic to make up for the fact that you have to hard draw into land cards usually.
Uh-huh.
There are a lot of land cards that will uh, tap or sacrifice themselves, or just cards in general that allow you to ramp up into land cards and either put them in your hand or place them directly on the battlefield.
Okay.
Uh, and say you do that, you activate it, and then you go through and search through your deck, and then you find you don't have anything. The question then becomes, what do you do? In Yu-Gi-Oh, uh, you'd probably uh,
That would
you'd
be an
probably get a
illegal activation, right?
yeah, you get an illegal activation. You would have a judge call for that, and either you'd be giving a warning, a minor, major, or just an outright disqualification. Because in
Okay.
Yu-Gi-Oh, you are already expected to know what's in your deck. In
Okay.
Magic, it, it in Magic, uh, especially because the whatever's in your library is also considered private information, you do not necessarily have to state uh, what you have in there. In other words, you can fail to find cards and
Okay.
continue to resolve them, especially because that they have costs associated with them, and it becomes harder to rewind game states. So you, in the original printing of this card, the way that the world's winning deck that used it, he would search his library for 2 cards with different names and then failed to find the other 2.
Wait, you can do that?
Yes, that's why this card was had to be changed with problem-solving card text and say up to 4 cards with different names. Uh, just because cards that will outright foolish cards from your deck are usually not going to be legal.
Oh my god.
Uh,
Wait, so if I'm getting this correctly, this means that every search in the game basically has you declare card names and you don't really have to have the card in your deck to search them. To
if
try to
it's
search them.
if it's actively searching for it, you do not necessarily have to disclose that you have a target.
Oh my god.
And that
That's
especially
crazy.
holds true for uh, lands and fetch lands, because those are going to be your most common types of search effects, is searching for lands. Yes, it is crazy. And I did find the card that he used. It was
Oh, okay.
Yosei the Morning Star.
Show it to me. Show it to me.
Hold on.
I have to see.
It was Yosei the Morning Star and Goryo's Vengeance, which is basically just let him reborn Yosei.
Okay.
And then eventually Yosei would die, which would trigger its effect. Hold on.
Yosei must
So
die.
there
Okay.
is Yosei the Morning Star and
When he
Goryo's
dies.
Vengeance.
God, I love how it just says dies. When he dies.
Yep.
Okay. That player skip his
And
or her. Oh my god.
basically the
This is Neko Main King.
pretty much
This.
pretty much it's Neko Main King. And he was able to use Gifts Ungiven, and he was able to use Gifts Ungiven to basically kind of help cheat out this card. Because of the fact that cards and effects that dump specific cards or search specific cards that aren't necessarily lands are premium effects.
Oh god. Okay, yeah.
So
He can
yeah.
just keep doing this. Oh my god. Wait, remove it from the game. Does that count as dying?
Remove it from the game. Just it's another way of saying exiling. It's an old card. He would basically, before he would end his turn, he would have a way to sacrifice Yosei.
Oh, okay.
So that it wouldn't be exiled.
So it would be okay. So
The exiled
it's
the resolution of the exile part of the would not be able to resolve.
okay because it's
He wouldn't be on
removed
the
from
field.
the game, but from the field. Like you banish it
Yes.
from the field.
Correct.
Okay.
All right.
That is nasty.
It is nasty.
All right.
It's the reason why it won Worlds. But anyways, I'm not too sure how much time that you'll have left. I think we'll do this
I think
one
I
more.
have for one more, yeah.
Yeah, one more. This is something, because I have plenty more cards that we can do this again another time.
Yeah.
I have plenty more cards we can do this again, but this is this is an interesting card.
Share it so I can read it.
Hold on.
Because your stream is still crusty.
Yeah, I got it. Sorry, I forgot. Really wasn't able to get kind of a good image of this card anyways, but
oh geez. Okay, I'll zoom in.
Something that Magic does that not even Yu-Gi-Oh! Or a lot of other cards, transforming cards or double-faced cards.
Okay.
So this is a double-faced card.
Okay.
And
That's
again, yes. This is one of the things where I say, especially people with Yu-Gi-Oh! Saying like, oh, the game nothing else is this complicated anywhere else, or it's not this complex. No,
This is Pendulum.
this
This
apply
is
this applies to Magic as well.
yeah.
Do not look up what venturing into the dungeon does in Magic. Worst mistake of yeah. Uh,
Oh my god.
whatever. It, it's something that's not increasing complexity. It's something that's not exclusive to Yu-Gi-Oh. Anyone who says that Magic doesn't have the same problem has not played the game for as long enough as they need to. Uh, it's just it's something that exists, and there needs to be some way to, I guess, kind of go around it or circumvent it in some way. But
Uh-huh.
this is a red enchantment, costs
Uh-huh.
2 and a red mana. It is a saga, meaning that when it enters the battlefield, it gets a lore counter,
Okay.
and it, and when it gains counters, it triggers effects, and during your not during your upkeep, after your draw step, you add lore counters to it. So when you play it and put your first lore counter on it, it says create a 2/2 red goblin shaman creature token with whenever this creature attacks, create a treasure token.
Okay.
And a treasure token is just an artifact that says tap and sacrifice it, add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool.
Okay.
When one turn passes after your draw step, it says you may discard up to 2 cards. If you do, draw that many cards, and then after the next turn cycle and your draw step, it says exile this saga, then return it to the battlefield transformed under your control. And normally you would sacrifice sagas after their last counter or effect has been activated,
Yeah.
but in this case, it would fail to resolve, and it would exile itself and transform itself onto its
Okay.
backside. And its backside is Reflection of Kiki-Jiki. It is an enchantment creature, Goblin Shaman. And its ability is pay 1 of any color and tap it, create a token that's a copy of another target non-legendary control, except it has haste.
Wait, how
Sacrifice
does
it.
that work in a I've always wondered this. Well, how do you play this in like in an actual card game? Because like if both sides have stuff on it, then you would see it in the deck as you're shuffling, as you're about to draw it, stuff, right?
Uh, you would use either a. There are cards that sometimes come in packs now where you'd be able to uh, legally be able to proxy it if you don't have sleeves in an official tournament.
Okay.
Uh, where you'd be able to. Uh, you're usually going to be bringing sleeves anyway, but when you do that, you're using sleeves, you're only going to see, normally the front face of the card and not see anything else.
Okay, so you can't
Otherwise,
like
you'd use another special card and shuffle it into your deck that would basically just say, "This is Fable of the Mirror Breaker. You are
oh,
playing this in your deck." But those players are usually either usually new or few and far between.
okay.
It's something that you'd think comes up often, but in reality, it's not really that big of a deal.
Okay.
As in, there are solutions to this, and that's
Okay,
why
good.
Wizards decided to venture into this kind of card design and kind of go crazy with it.
I see.
But
Okay,
anyways, as far as the card goes, what are your thoughts?
so the first step gets a thing that has. Wait, hold on.
The,
After
the
the draw.
first step would
So
activate upon
when does summoning
the
sickness happen? Stop.
uh,
Like when is it cleared?
it's cleared when a full turn cycle is passed. So
Okay.
say you cast something on your first turn, you cast a creature on your first turn and it enters the battlefield. It doesn't have haste, so it has summoning sickness.
Okay.
You have to wait until your next turn begins. So beginning on your untapped step of your next turn, it no longer has summoning sickness.
Okay.
And that applies even if you cast it or if it enters the battlefield by another means. That includes exiling it and having it transformed. It has summoning sickness as well.
So this creates a creature which can only attack the turn after. Then lets you discard up to two to draw that many, which, oh my god, that in itself is. This feels kind of counterintuitive because fire is aggro. You want to play as many cards as possible, as fast as possible. But then you don't get the most of that effect by turn 4. Or, I guess it's more 3, maybe? Red. How much ramp can red do?
By ramp, what are you referring to?
I
Is
mean,
it
like, green has like Llanowar elves, where like for 1 mana you get a monster that gives you a mana on tapping it, right?
all right? So that's what you're referring to.
Yeah, like
Uh,
how fast can we
red
get mana in red?
Red is one of the red usually has effects that will directly add red mana to your mana pool. Uh, uh, Even though it might look a little bit different than green's ramp, red does typically they are typically able to round out their mana curve and mana pool fairly quickly. Uh, Green is probably the only color that can do it better.
Okay. Um, okay. So knowing that, let's look at the other side of the card, which says for 1 mana, tap it, create a token that's a copy of another target non-legendary, except it has haste. This
And then sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step.
sacrifice
Meaning
it at the end.
before your turn. Before your turn ends, sacrifice it.
Okay, the next, yeah, okay. So this lets you attack with, basically gives you haste on any monster you cast on the next turn after, because you have to tap it for cost and it does not have haste itself. This is a very weak creature. This has 2/2. This dies to a breeze, probably.
It is 2/2.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with, this looks cool and funny, but in practice, this gets removed and then that's it. You spend 3 turns for nothing. This doesn't do anything on its own that's like worth all the time that it does. Yeah, no.
Okay, so
This is
you're
bad.
saying that's your bad card's your final answer?
Bad card.
All right. So this is a good card. I'm gonna explain to you. I'm gonna explain to you why. I'm gonna explain to you why. I know in Yu-Gi-Oh that tempo isn't exactly a thing anymore. Uh, this card, uh, this card is what's considered a tempo piece. Uh, you are right you are right in the fact that yes, this is a absolute removal magnet just from the
Yeah.
sheer advantage that it can generate you. Uh, but it happens, by the time that it happens, either you'll be able to find some way to bring it back just because of the nature of enchantment support,
Oh,
because
you
this is
can
an
bring it
it's
back.
still considered an enchantment card, or you can just cast another copy of Fable the Mirror Breaker because enchantments are usually a bit more searchable than some other cards. Uh, but uh, this card is it's
We're getting
basically
owned.
supposed to be a play on a card called Kikijiki the Mirror Breaker. And
Okay.
I think whoever designed this card intentionally called it the Mirror Breaker because basically what it did was create copies of other creatures and break the game because it really easily made infinites. uh, this card doesn't really go infinite, or at least not that quickly or not without intensive resources, but it generates an insane amount of advantage in that red and every other deck that can play this card uh, really likes to use. Uh, 2/2 red goblin shaman creature token. You have to choose whether or not you want to remove the creature itself or the enchantment that is, generating advantage. It depends on your situation, which one's more of a problem. Because when that creature attacks, that's generating you mana advantage with the treasure artifact.
I mean, can't you
Uh,
just like block with any small creature? Like that's 2/2. You just block with the creature and that's it. They get 1 mana from it, right?
yes, but the treasure token is generated upon attack
Attacking.
declaration.
Yeah, so they only get 1 mana. Like if you let it get out of control, sure, but if you have one removal and you can choose between the two, then like
Yeah,
usually you summon creatures.
it's something that's cheap and searchable enough that uh, at currently right now this card is banned in standard. Uh, as of recently, it was banned in standard uh, because if you let it sit there, it generates a lot of advantage. Red is probably the worst color. Red does not really like to. It really doesn't draw cards. There aren't that many cards in red that will draw cards. They'll generate advantage by exiling or banishing cards from your deck, and then
Uh-huh.
they'll have the effect stapled to those same cards saying, you can play this card this turn. Uh, you can play that card this turn. It's referred to as impulse draw.
Okay.
Uh, because it's kind of like a use it or lose it situation. But uh, Fable the Mirror Breaker does a lot of things, and if you don't take care of all of them right away, uh, in you know, in a practical fashion, meaning not spending like a million mana or trying to just flood your board with creatures or something, uh, then it can kind of get out of control. And keep in mind that there is also a sacrifice trigger on this that it puts on the stack as well, and it was used in It was used in a deck that specifically revolved around sacrifice triggers,
Oh,
meaning when you would sacrifice something or something would die, you'd gain effects.
okay, yeah, like Rika. Yeah.
Not quite like Rika, because Rika would tribute for cost. This is
They
more.
have effects that trigger when cards are tributed. Kanzashi, when a card is tributed, gets to reborn a monster from either graveyard.
Oh yeah, I guess you're. Yeah, I guess you're right. Uh, but yeah, the this card is again it's a pretty good card.
Oh yeah, I
It's,
can sort of see it now.
yeah.
It's kind of
Anyways,
crazy because when I think of red, I think of like Yu-Gi-Oh! Pace in Magic. But like at the end of the day, what really makes this card good is that like you're only matching its space with
yeah.
other
In
colors. So
it, yeah, in that deck, the mono red aggro deck, meaning just a deck that is all red, an aggressive deck, super low to the ground.
yeah.
Commonly referred to it's commonly referred to as red deck wins.
Oh,
Just of the you know s- super straightforward nature of the deck. Go fast, go hard, swing in, move
faces the
on.
place.
Yeah, the one kind of faces the place. The one kind of weakness that that deck still holds to this day is the fact that it has absolutely zero grind game. Uh, it is when it uses all of its resources up, it is really hard for it to get them back and spring back into the game. Uh, and this card allowed even that deck to gain some semblance of a grind game.
Oh yeah. Okay, because it gets the advantage over several turns.
Yeah, as soon as you were done casting your one or two drops and putting out your your burn spells and whatever it was, you just be like, okay, Fable the Mirror Breaker. And while you're dealing with all of my stuff that I put out and sending to your face, I'm just gonna generate
Keep
advantage off of this enchantment.
right.
And if you
I
let
was
this
looking at it.
and if you let
I
this
was looking at
enchantment
it.
stay,
Uh huh.
and if you let this enchantment stay, then it's going to be making copies of other creatures that will go to your face.
Yeah, I was looking at it as in like I was looking at it wrong. I was looking at it as in the creature is the final end game, and I was looking at like 4 turns to set up a card that needs a fifth turn to actually use its effect, and then you have to have a creature you can summon at that point that can then attack. And I was like,
Yeah,
this is way too telegraphed. But like I completely missed the fact that it does do a lot of things before that happens that actually have to be answered because they can get out of control fast. Yeah.
yeah. You were at least right about that part, I think, where it does get it can get out of control if you let it.
Yeah. It was just like
But
letting it felt like so easy because it felt like just a mistake because you don't want to do that. But
yeah,
yeah, as a Yu-Gi-Oh player, it's like every deck has like removal and stuff. So it's like you look at that card and you're like, yeah, that dies. That's the end of that. Okay.
yeah.
Uh the stream is running really late right now. I have to get ready for work. Thank you,
Sorry about that.
Senor Fridge.
No, thank you for having me. Uh,
This is
hopefully we can do it again soon. I
Oh
don't
yeah.
know about next week because I definitely have more prepared, but yeah.
Well, I'll see you then whenever we decide to do this again.
Okay.
And
All right.
thank you,
I'll
chat,
see you then.
for showing up. Thank you, Zion, for the follow again, if you're still here. And all of you, have a good day. Bye
Bye,
bye.
chat. I still see you. I'm still here.
Bye.